Welcome to the Christian Success Show, the show that helps you achieve more success in every area of your life. I'm your host, Wes Young. Thank you for joining me today. The Christian Success Show is brought to you by Christian-Success.com. Visit Christian-Success.com to join the community and check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve big success in specific areas of your life. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-Success.com/coach. Now, let's get started with today's show. Today's show is, what do you really want? What does it cost? These are two very important questions, and I'm going to show you in today's show how these two questions alone can help you achieve every success that you want, help you get the success you want in every area of your life. It doesn't matter if it's financial success, success with your family, success in business, success in a side business or entrepreneurship. By answering these questions and figuring out how to ask them, they can lead you to achieving every success that you want in life. What do you really want? What does it cost? Once you answer these questions, then all you have to do is pay the price. This is the simplest formula for success. Figure out what you really want, figure out what it costs, and then pay the price. Step 1, what do you really want? This is tough for some people. It's hard for some people to figure out exactly what they want. And I used to struggle with this quite a bit. I used to set vague goals. Well, I want more money, or I want more success, but I didn't specifically figure out exactly how much more money I wanted, or exactly how much success I wanted, or exactly what success looked like for me. So, step 1's very important. You've got to figure out exactly what you want. Step 2, determine the price. How do you determine the price of what you really want? You look at what other people had to pay and do to achieve the same success. What did they do? What process did they have to follow? What sacrifices did they have to make? What plans did they make and follow through with? Sometimes you can figure out the price yourself by just laying out a plan and saying, hey, I'm going to have to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to have to sacrifice this. But once you figure out what you want, one way or another, you can determine how much that costs. And then step 3, pay the price. Do whatever it costs to achieve what you really want. This is the 3-step method. What do you really want? What does it cost? Pay the price. Once you find out what you want and determine the price, all you have to do is pay the price. Do what needs to be done. What price did others pay to get the same thing that you want? And once you determine the price, you need to ask yourself another question. Are you really willing to pay the price? Are you truly willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to start this journey and be so dedicated that you're never going to give up? Are you really willing to pay the price? Because if you're not willing to pay the price, then you're not going to succeed. Most of the time, what you want requires sacrifice. And this is important because in any large success you want, anything big that you want in your life, it's going to require some sacrifices. You might have to sacrifice some of your time. You might have to sacrifice some other things in your life. But if you really want to achieve big success, then you need to figure out what you're going to have to sacrifice. And then once again, you're going to have to determine, is it worth the price you have to pay? Have you ever determined the price of what you want before? I mean, I'm sure you want things. You're listening to a show about success, so I'm sure you want more success in at least one area of your life. Have you ever sat down and determined exactly how much it's going to cost to achieve the success you say you want? Or are you just guessing about what it might cost, or guessing about what you need to do? So you need to sit down and determine exactly what the price is for what you want. Stop guessing. Once you put it down on paper, you might find that it might require less sacrifice than you thought. It might actually be easier. Or you might find that it's going to cost more than you thought. It might be harder. It might require more sacrifices than you thought. But that doesn't mean that you won't decide to pay the price. Do a little exercise with me here and list 5 things that you want. They don't have to be big things or little. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're small things, big things. They can be items, products. They can be success. It can be a financial goal, whatever it is. But don't stop until you've listed 5 things that you want for your life. And then figure out what the true cost is for each of these 5 things. Spend as much time as you need to. Do some research. Do some brainstorming. Figure out what the true cost is to acquire each of these 5 things. This can be a very eye-opening exercise. First, it helps train you and teach you how to determine the cost of things that you might want in life. And it also shows you the sacrifices you might need to make, and it shows you exactly how you can get them. Once you figure out these 5 things and figure out the true cost of each of them, then you know exactly how to get each of these 5 things. All you have to do is pay the price. Do whatever it is that others have done to achieve these same successes or things in life, and you don't have to guess anymore. Okay, let's go through a few examples here. Let's say that you want to be an author. You want to write a book. Well, you have 2 options here. One, you can self-publish a book. So basically, anyone can write a book and they can self-publish it. Some people self-publish books and have a lot of success with them. Some people self-publish them and don't sell hardly any. But that's one option. But let's say you want to be a popular fiction author. Let's say you want to be like Stephen King or Stephen Kuntz or someone like that writes books and they're on the bestseller list all the time, etc. Well, this is going to require more work and more sacrifice than being a self-published author. You're going to have to figure out how to be a great writer. You're going to have to figure out plot and dialogue and things like that. And you're going to have to practice your craft a lot. And you're going to have to produce a high quality manuscript. And then you're going to have to find an agent that believes in it that can help you sell it to a big publishing house. And even if you get to that point, you're probably going to have to go out and do quite a bit of marketing to get that book selling and get it on some bestseller lists so more people can read it and recommend it to others. That's the price you're going to have to pay. If you want to be a pro golfer, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to practice golf for hours every day. I read a story about a pro golfer one time that he golfed all day, and then some people that were with him had left and went and had dinner, and then they came back out by the golf course later that night, and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and this golfer was still out on the green working on his game. He was working at 2 in the morning on becoming a pro golfer. Are you willing to make the sacrifices to work on golf 16, 18, 20 hours a day to become good enough to be a pro? Another example, you want to make $1 million a year. First, you got to figure out different ways to do it. You're going to find that most of it requires a lot of work. How have others made $1 million a year? Are you willing to do what they did? Are you willing to sacrifice time with your friends and family? Are you willing to work 20 hours a day to make this happen? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Are you willing to pay the price? But it doesn't have to be something huge like this. What about if one of the things you want is an extra $100 a week? Well, figure out how to do it. Start a side business that can make you an extra $100 a week. It doesn't require the same sacrifices that it takes to make $1 million a year. So start with something smaller. Learn how to do it. Different goals obviously have different prices. I want to tell you something else about this. Let's say you make the 5 things list and you find the true cost of each. It's okay to decide the price is too high. There's no shame in figuring out what something costs and deciding you're not willing to pay it. It's your choice. You control your choices, and you get to decide what you want to work on. Maybe only 1 or 2 of the 5 things is worth the price to you, and that's okay. Another view, what are you willing to trade or sacrifice? Are you willing to trade time in order to achieve what you want? Are you willing to sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed? You don't achieve anything big in life without giving something in return. You can find an easier way sometimes, but you don't get something for nothing. So if something doesn't look like it has a price, the odds are it's either not something you really want or it's not something that's a big successful thing. So, what do you really want? What does it cost? Pay the price. The simplest formula for success. I want to sincerely thank you for joining me today. I know that you have plenty of options on how you spend your time, and it's an honor you're letting me help you achieve more success in your life. God bless you. Don't forget to check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve more success in specific areas of your life at Christian-success.com. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-success.com/coach. Have a blessed day.